It's the evening of Wednesday, February 22nd. I've been working on the Happily Ever After cell from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And I've been working on this border here. Oh, hand notes. So, W duty, it was my duty day today. TH Kristen's birthday. That means Thursday. Tomorrow it's I get to bring birthday treats for a colleague of mine. We do kind of a birthday club at school, at work. Fries. I've got a kid doing a life skills program and I needed to buy some fries for him to cook up tomorrow. And then I made a note of what Kristen likes. Chocolate, chips, and ice cream. There you go. Yeah, so I've been working on this border here, on this bit. I'm a little bit surprised that they made the margin so narrow. I can't quite fit it in this Q-snap, and it's, right, well, you can see the fabric's barely fitting in there. But it is doable, so that's good. It's kind of fun putting this one together. I'm trying to work my way across. And once I've got this filled in, then I will do the January and February panels. And hopefully in between start to put the frame in down here as well. I'm finding that the printout that you get from Frosted Pumpkin, it's just way too small. And I have to enlarge it at work onto 11 by 17 paper. Which is kind of unwieldy, but it's okay. It's totally doable. All right, the other thing I wanted to show you was, so a friend of my mom's and a friend of mine too, she had this cross stitch kit, and I guess she's seen what I've posted on Instagram, and she bought this kit, and the price up there is in kroner, so I'm guessing she got it in Norway. It's a Permin of Copenhagen kit, and she decided her eyes aren't gonna manage it, and so if I wanted it, she wanted to give it to me. And when my mom passed it on to me, she gave it to my mom, and my mom gave it to me. When my mom passed it on to me, what she said was something along the lines of, if this isn't your style, you're very welcome to give it to me once you've stitched it. So with that subtle hint, I think I know who's going to get this once it's done. So, Permin of Copenhagen kit. There we go. It's got a bunch of languages for instructions, so I'm not worried about that. So I thought I'd open it. I mean, it's already been opened, but I thought I'd show you. First of all, it looks like, oh, it's attached there on a bit of a, that's interesting. Keeps it from all slumping, I guess. So the floss comes pre-sorted, which is awesome. And I'm guessing I can write the symbols in these little squares. And they're really fun, colorful garden, lots and lots and lots and lots of greens. And then a couple hanks of purples and yellows and blues. So there we go, there's that. And then there's an Ada, right, there we go. Sort of a cream colored Ada. Just your regular, nothing special to see. And I guess you're seeing a teeny weeny part of the chart, but nothing too vital. And so there's the wall hanging, and I'm not sure if there's enough fabric for both or if you have to pick one. And I'll just flip the chart over so you can't see anything too important. So count the design from the center of the fabric. Okay, that's nothing new. Work with split yarn, one strand for backstitch, I guess. And colors for the back stitch lines. I think that's what that is. Diagram of how to cross stitch. Ah yeah, two skeins for that. Look, if you wanted to, you could learn color names. So, well, yellow I know, gelb I know, geel is, I don't know if I'm saying that exactly right, but I know that's Dutch. Jaune is French, and I'm assuming amarillo, is that Spanish? I'm going to guess that Kiltainen is Finnish. What's her name? Who's the Finnish floss tuber? She can tell me if I'm right or not. I'm just assuming because it's full of vowels and it ends in N-E-N that that's Finnish. And then gul, the three gul I'm guessing are Norwegian, Danish, Swedish in some order. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So, that'll be fun to do. Maybe if I look to the side, I don't have to worry about showing you the pattern. I don't see it telling me whether I can do both pieces or just the one. I guess I'll have to do a big chunk of counting. Fabric, 100% cotton, okay. Oh, that's good to know. There's a DMC logo, so I guess if I run out, there's a needle too. If I run out, I should be able to. Let's see. Well, if there's two pieces of Ada, then I guess that would answer my question, right? Sorry, I'm trying to wrestle this with. Let's see. It's one piece of massively long Ada. Huh. Okay, I'll just have to count that out at some point. Not tonight. But there we go. There's the kit, Permin kit. Actually, you know what? I don't think I need to ask my mom. She doesn't have a lot of wall space. Well, I don't know. Maybe she does prefer this wall hanging. I should ask just to be sure. She loves birds. And irises are, yeah, that's a good pattern. And she likes realistic designs. She doesn't like the more impressionistic designs, so this will be good. Now I'm getting itchy to start it. Uh-oh. All right. Talk to you later. You didn't think I'd show you a new chart and then, you know, not start it, did you? So this is that Permin chart I mentioned in the last kit. Permin of Copenhagen. And I started gridding it, and I've got all the vertical grid lines in and a chunk of the horizontal ones. And I started on the border because I wanted to. Now, this is Ada. It's pretty tough fabric, and it's with the gridding, it started to lose a little bit of its stiffness. But because this is, I'm stitching the
and the green.
Sorry
for the other two patterns.
That's Kay's cross stitch turned on Flosstube. All right, because I'm stitching the table runner, and it's quite long. I've got this massive fabric at the top here. You don't need to see my phone bill. I've got this massive fabric at the top here, so I just kind of bunched it together and grabbed a hair tie and hair elastic, and just so that it's out of the way when I'm stitching. I have to say, the more I stitch, the more I wish I had a stand. But I don't quite yet have one, so for now this will do. I'm pretty sure this is DMC floss. I'm just stitching over 2. I'm not exactly sure of the count, but it seems to be giving decent coverage. I'll just zoom in there. It's not perfect, but it's a table runner. I think it'll be fine. And that is the start. If I get it done in time for Mother's Day, that would give me till May. Or my mom's birthday, that would give me till August. We will have to wait and see. So I guess I need to make a new entry into my cross-stitch bullet journal, and yeah, It's nice and fun, and it's a border that's so simple you can just kind of keep going. I check against the pattern every once in a while to make sure I'm not going too far off, but I figure I'll stitch the border up here and up to, you know, kind of to where it's comfortable to get against the Q-snap, and I'll take it out and do some more gridding. I have to say, okay, so the reason I decided to grid this, even though it's Ada, which is easy to count, is because, first of all, to keep the border from going wonky, hopefully, and also because there's this massive bit of white space in between. So I figured with gridding that it should be worth the time. So I use Sulky Sliver. I think I've talked about it before. Sulky Sliver, metallic. It's a black metallic. And the nice thing is, once you've got the vertical lines done, or horizontal one way or the other, the rest goes really fast because now I don't need to count. I just know that when I hit these blank spots, I need to, yeah. So there's the back, not where the threads are crossing. All right. Oh, hand notes. I need to buy cauliflower. I had a head of cauliflower for making soup, and I left it on the counter, and it's no longer suitable for making soup, so I need to go buy a head today. All right. Talk to you next time. Time to make a floss tube clip. It is the 26th of February, and as you can see, I am currently watching Lindy Stitches, and I'll come back to that in a bit. So, wow, the lighting's weird. There we go. That smudge on my hand used to say cauliflower, and I did in fact make the cauliflower soup. So that's been done. And I started this Permin of Copenhagen kit, and I just wanted to show you how far I got on it. I did finish gridding the whole thing, so bunched up in there. And wow, there are a lot of shades of green in this. This is 5 shades of green that you're looking at there, I think, and 3 purples. But yeah, so I got a good start on that. And then I've been thinking about Stitch Mania and wondering how I'm going to do that. And then I was thinking I've got several patterns or charts that I would like to start, but I need to order some supplies. I've got a nativity I'd like to do. I've got the, oh, what's it called? She's on Etsy. She does the little stylized people. Cloudsfactory? I think it might be Cloudsfactory. The Robin Hood piece. I'd really like to do that one. I have an Alessandra Adelaide Christmas ornament that I'd love to do on either in a solid on a hand-dyed fabric, or more likely on a solid fabric with a hand-dyed or at least variegated floss. And that was a gift to me. I helped someone with a bit of translating, and it was nothing. Like, well, okay, I won't say it was nothing. It was a pleasure to do. I really love translating, and it wasn't anything like technical. But anyways, she generously gifted me this chart. So I've got that. And then I've got a few that I'd like to purchase and kit up for May. And I'm thinking about it now because I'm thinking that's a lot of kitting up that needs to be spread out over a few months. So one of the things I would like to do is, this is Lindy Stitches, and she has a Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice chart that I would like to buy and stitch, and I've got someone in mind for that, a fellow fan. I would like to try a few designers that I haven't tried yet. One of them is Soda Stitch. I'd like to try one of those charts. Yeah, so there's a few things that I'd like to tackle and start new. And in the meantime, maybe I can pull back on the new starts now that I've got this one going. Maybe. There we go. I have to say I'm really liking the chart. The chart is easy to read. maybe I can just show you just an edge of the chart, just to give you an idea. Like, to me, there you go. To me, there's my finger for reference. To me, that is ideal. I can read that easily, but it's not so massive that you lose the picture. I like that. This is going to be a table topper, I guess, and it's you stitch the same design twice, once oriented this way, and then you turn the fabric around and stitch it again the other way. I'm kind of hoping that I don't, you know, get sick of it after I've done the one. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But for now, I'm just concentrating on this end. See what I can do to fill in there. And when I decide to put this one down, then I've always got the Happily Ever After style waiting for me, as well as my winter sampler, until I meet my goal for that one. I think I made my goal for winter sampler too big, and but I've done enough on it that I kind of want to make that goal anyways before I go to the next thing in the alphabetic quasi rotation. All right, I will talk to you next time, and I'm thinking it's near the end of February. This might be my last clip before I publish another Flosstube. So I'd just like to say thanks for all the comments I've gotten on my last Flosstubes. I was catching up and publishing things from way back when, and I got a lot of really kind and interested comments, and so thank you for those, and thanks for subscribing, and thanks for watching and spending time looking at my projects. I do appreciate it. It's like many of you have said, it's one of those hobbies that you don't often have local friends who do it, so it's fun to communicate via Facebook groups and Flosstube. So thanks for that. Talk to you next time. Bye. Hello all. I am fairly sure this is going to be a clip that starts a new Flosstube. So it is the evening of March 2nd, and it's a Thursday evening. Tomorrow we have half a day of work with the kids, and then the afternoon is report card writing. So it's okay if I stitch a little bit late, right? It's not even 9 o'clock yet. Anyways, in my last Flosstube video, I was showing this Permin of Copenhagen kit. Sorry, it doesn't seem to have a name, at least not that I could find on the cover paper. But so my intention is to stitch this table cover here. Oh, I finally, total aside, I finally went and bought an iPhone holder from Amazon. And so hopefully the whole shaky thing will be not a problem in the near future. Okay, back to regularly scheduled programming. So this was a new start for me, and here's how far I got. I was planning to just kind of stitch away at it, and then I finished this, I guess it's is it an iris? My ability to identify flowers is extremely poor, so please correct me if it need be. But I think it's an iris. And once I finished the actual flower, and yes, those bits are supposed to be empty there, my brain kind of went, done, time to move on to the next thing. So I did. I have been sort of thinking about what I want to do for Stitch Mania, and so I've gridded some fabric for an ornament. It's an Alessandra Adelaide. Let's see, I have a black and white picture here. It's charted to be red and green DMC, but I think I'll make a trip to my LNS and see what I can do about finding something a bit variegated that'll pop nicely on the white. And I've also been thinking about, yeah, different charts that I'd like to do for Stitch Mania. And I went and bought some fabric. I bought the Be a Light Dimensions kit that I've wanted it for a while. It was actually, I was going to get it from 123 Stitch, but then I realized that they're currently out of stock, so I got it off of Amazon instead. And yeah, that's what I've been up to. Now, for other craftiness, I'll be back in a sec. As it turned out, that was a really good place to stop because the battery gave out on my camera. But now I've plugged in and it's all good. So before I show you my new crafty endeavor, Monday snack is the hand note. Because on Monday I said I would bring snack to a professional development event. So these craft Moleskine notebooks, craft paper Moleskine notebooks, I really like them. They've got I use the one for my bullet journal, I use one for my cross stitch journal, which reminds me I need to put this kit into there. Oh, and I just looked it up, and this is a, it's called Blue Titmouse Bell Pull. Whatever that is, it doesn't want to come off right now. There we go. Alright, so I kind of ended up going down a rabbit hole the other day, an Instagram / YouTube rabbit hole on hand lettering, and I watched a bunch of tutorials and so on and so forth. And so I have been hand lettering or trying to learn some Bible verses. So I used a 0.5 millimeter micron marker for the black outlines, and then I used oh dear, Prismacolor pencil crayons, smudge, accidental smudge, don't look. So I will even make a road in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. That's from Isaiah 43:19. And then let not your heart be troubled, John 14:27. John 14:6. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And then there was this longer one, and I wanted to kind of emphasize perfect, establish, strengthen, and settle you. There you go. And also it's just way too much work to try and, this type of hand lettering, you have to go back and create those wider bits, right? So if you want to do that for an entire verse, that's a lot of going back and adding and coloring in. So I needed to find a way to make it work without my hands falling off. This one I went for it though. Beloved, if God so loved us, we ought to love one another. No one has seen God at any time. If we love one another, God abides in us, and his love has been perfected in us. I always find it a bit challenging to figure out the numbers in relation to the word for the reference. Walk in love, as Christ has also loved us, from Ephesians 5, verses 1 and 2. And this one I thought I'd try a wee bit of illustration. I'm the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. If you look carefully, there's a few inconsistencies in here. I was kind of going for like a mixed uppercase and lowercase thing, but every once in a while I forgot what I was doing. I suspect there's at least one R in there that is not kosher. But I might be wrong. Maybe, oh no, it was this A. That's what it was. But that's okay. And did I get another one done? I did. But you are his own special people, that you may proclaim the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. 1 Peter 2, verse 4. And I was trying to go for like something that looked like it was an actual light. So I'm learning as I go. I'm learning that I like a thicker downstroke. For one thing, you have more room to add color then. And I have gone and ordered some markers that I saw reviewed fairly well on YouTube. Sorry about that, a phone call came in. All I was going to say is that I've ordered some markers that I saw reviewed well on YouTube, and it'll be fun to have them come in. They're soft brush markers, so they respond to pressure, and I want to, you know, kind of experiment with those and see how that goes. So that's my, you know, extracurricular activity. It was a long phone call. It's late now, so I guess I won't finish the current YouTube. There's Blimey Cat Stitches. I won't finish that one tonight. I'll leave that for another day. All right, talk to you later. Bye. Hello, all. So, I was supposed to be working this weekend, but I came down with some kind of a weird bug, and I'd be working with kids. So, and it was the kind of bug that just makes you feel grumpy. So instead I've been stitching and doing a couple other low-key things. And one of the things I worked on was this Happily Ever After cell. So if you've been following along with other people who are stitching it, we're in March now, and it would be January, February, March, and I just finished this upper half of the border, as you can see. If you look at the bottom here, my gridding has tightened up there. I'm not sure what's going on, so I'll just see if I can sort of ease it out through the piece. Hand notes, $50. I went to town yesterday to run some errands, and I got there and realized I had no money, and I really didn't want to come all the way back just for, yeah, so I have a friend in town, and I called her. I said, can you give me $50 and I'll pay you back on Monday? And she was kind enough to help me out. So that's on my hand so I don't forget. And then Monday, SN snack. I'm going to a PD session on excuse me, on Monday, and I'm gonna bring a little bit of snack, so I need to bake that today. So this morning, it is the morning of March 5th. It is noon, actually. And this morning I sat down and decided I was gonna complete this corner, and I had like about that bit to do. And I started stitching, and then things weren't lining up, so I frogged, and I stitched it, and still not lining up. And then I realized the mistake had been in this bottom of this peachy orangey flower. I had put an extra row in there. Oops. So I did finally get it done though, and I'm really looking forward to putting in, I think it's the Owl and the Pussycat. This one is Three Billy Goats Gruff. Oh, and this one is Heidi with stories. So I'm excited about that. I still haven't found, I haven't actually looked for, I'd like to get a variegated thread to do the Happily Ever After, but I'm not sure what I want it to look like. Like, I don't know if I want it to be darker or lighter or whatever, so I'm just leaving it for now. But there we go. A little bit close-up of stitching. By the way, it was a new month, so my hobby category was filled up. So I went online and I bought a thingamajigger that will hold my camera still, so that this will be a thing of the past, hopefully. So there's the stitching. I'm enjoying it. I still am not entirely used to the color selection, but I'm enjoying it. There we go. All right, once I figure out why my camera and my computer aren't cooperating, I'll have my next Flosstube up. By the time you see this one, the problem will have been solved, because the stuff I'm trying to work on is kind of an episode or two ago. But yeah. All right. So I'll set this aside for now and talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. It's the evening of February 9th, and I just wanted to quickly show you what I picked up today. So this is a dimensions kit that I've seen for a while, and I thought to get it off 123 Stitch, but then they were out of it. This is hopefully, if I can hold myself off, this is going to be a Stitch Mania start. Yeah, so I bought it on eBay and picked it up across the border today. And my total order was cheap enough that I didn't have to pay any duty or anything going through the border, so that was nice. My plan right now is to stitch this and then have it hanging in my classroom. So it's yeah, a regular dimensions kit. I haven't opened it yet, but I just remembered something. I'm holding my phone in hand, but I have a clip now. Oh well, next time. So yeah, I like this. Ever since I saw somewhere on Flosstube how to use the threads when they come packaged this way. I'm really happy to see it packaged, like set up this way. So that'll be a fun start. It's the dimensions be a light to the world. That'll be fun. And then in the mail, I've got two colors of hand-dyed fabric. So this is dyed by someone called Rolanda, and I hope I say her last name correctly. I think it's Snyder. She spells it, I think she spells it S-N-I-E-D-E-R. And I'm used to German, so that for me would be Snyder, or Schneider, but I'm guessing it's Snyder. And I had wanted this white for something else, and I don't think it'll work for what I had in mind, but I'm totally okay with that. It's got this very light white blue mottled with little wee bits of a pink in it somewhere, so it's a perfect sky background. So I'll have a good use for it, I'm sure. And there, color solo 20. It's a 28 count, and let's see. It's got the orange line, whatever that is. So I'm happy with that. And then I also purchased, these were 20 bucks Canadian each, by the way. These. So this is sort of a golden, it's a bit of a deeper color than it's coming off here. Let's see if I shadow it. Nope. Go closer. Yeah, no. It's a bit of a deeper gold than you're seeing here. There you go. That's more true to life. It's lightly, is it mottled really? Hard to tell in this light. I'm thinking to do the cloudsfactory, I think, Robin Hood. I'll go over it when I actually pull out the pattern. But. So, 2 bits of fabric and a package of a kit that I'm going to try really hard not to start just yet. And yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time. Okay, we'll try this. I've got my phone in a stand, so it shouldn't wiggle quite as badly as it has in the past. I am noticing that the stand itself is creating a shadow right over my stitching. So, let's see. Oh, that light is way too small. I'll have to fix that some other time. Step by step. I've got a mini finish on my Happily Ever After cell, and a small change to tell you about. So, here's the owl and the pussycat. It took me a while to figure out that I think he's holding some type of guitar here, and I'm considering adding a couple strings to make it look more like a musical instrument. And then, let's see. On past frosted pumpkins, I've changed the eye color to, what is it, 3721, like a really dark gray, because I felt like the black was too harsh. But here I think it's working. The colors are a bit stronger. And the other thing that I changed was this text here. It's supposed to be the same color as that DMC there. And I switched it out for this week's Dyeworks 2104. It's called Deep Sea. Now, when you have it all together, I don't know if you can see, especially given that it's so shadowed. There is some variegation to this, but it is almost imperceptible. And once you stitch it out, I really can't see it at all. Even if, let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Right, even, yeah, sorry about the shaking. This is it's a cheap stand. I figured I'd try it out, so we'll see. So this is the week's Dyeworks. Here's the color, the DMC 924 that I replaced. So the 924, I'm just getting it here for you. Here's the 924 that it replaced. So the 924 up against it, you almost can't see the difference. It does have a slightly more greenish tinge, and this one has a more gray-blue going on. I like it. I don't know that it's quote-unquote worth the, you know, the $2.75 Canadian it cost to buy the skein, but I'm okay with it, and I like the way it looks. It's, yeah. So okay, zooming out again, hopefully with minimal shaking. There we go. All right, so I've just got 3 billy goats graph left in this bit here, and then I'm done with catching up. And yeah, the stitchy bug has been strong on this one to just keep going and get caught up. And eventually I would like to start adding to the border here at the bottom. But the other thing I've been doing is trying to prep for Stitch Mania. I bought some patterns. Once I've got it all together, I'll do a sort of a Stitch Mania plan video, I think. I have been trouble downloading or uploading, I guess, my film clips from my phone onto my computer. So we'll see how that goes. But so there's my happily ever after cell. And when I see you next, I will either be showing you the completed Billy Goat's graph, complete with troll, or whatever I decide to work on next. That's also a possibility. Or it'll be my Stitch Mania start or plans. All right, talk to you next time. Thanks for listening.